One of the greatest and most important pillars of Islam is the Hajj, an annual pilgrimage to Mecca made by Muslims. The Hajj is obligatory on all Muslims at least once in their lifetime, if they are physically and financially capable of the journey. But what exactly is the general philosophy behind the Hajj? Hajj is a unique worship which combines many different acts of worship together, such that it becomes a spiritual exercise, a worship where one is expected to exert physical effort, where one is expected to spend out of their wealth in the way of Allah, as well as refrain from many acts that are otherwise permissible. The most apparent effect of this worship is the manifestation of servitude in front of Allah by millions of pilgrims. One of the prominent things anyone will notice about the pilgrims during Hajj is the dress code. Men use 2 loincloths to cover themselves, while women often wear a simple white garment. Every pilgrim must wear such clothing, and so the pilgrimage begins by shattering any arbitrary division between people based on tribe, wealth, prestige, or family background. For this reason, Imam Ali has said, Allah has made the Hajj a sign of humankind's utter humility in front of His greatness, and a means for them to acknowledge His honor. In addition, the Hajj rituals are often physically draining, and there are dozens of rulings one must be conscious of, so as to not violate the sanctity of the worship. The reason for this difficulty is for everyone to break down their arrogance and conceit, so to make us realize our vulnerability as humans. As one begins to realize their neediness in front of Allah, the pilgrims are eased into a psychological and spiritual state where they can beg God for forgiveness and mercy for their past mistakes and blunders, and Allah also opens up the doors of His mercy upon them. One of the greatest moments to ask for Allah's mercy and forgiveness is on the day of Arafah, for which Imam Baqir has said, "There is not a single righteous person or sinner who makes a sojourn at the mountains of Arafah and calls upon Allah there, except that Allah answers his call." One of the symbolic gestures the pilgrims participate in is the stoning of the Jamarat, or the pillars representing the devil, in Mina. This is a reenactment of Prophet Ibrahim's stoning of Satan, when Ibrahim was being tempted to abandon a series of tests Allah had put forth for him. The stoning of the devil is a gesture where one stones their temptations and takes steps to gain proximity to Allah. One of the last acts a male pilgrim does at the end of the Hajj is shave off his hair, while a female pilgrim must cut a small amount of her hair. This act symbolizes a final attestation of one's detachment from the self, as hair is an adornment of one's appearance. It is a testimony to a pilgrim ridding themselves of all their apparent and hidden flaws and returning to their homes as if they were newly born, while Allah has given them another opportunity in this world to start a fresh life free of sins.